Welcome to Hooked on Family's 5-Minute Friday, brought to you by Sailfish Brewing Company. I'm Captain Scott Brown, and today we will be joined by Chasten Whitfield, professional guide, angler, and owner of Chasten Nation. Chasten's going to be going over some tips with us on how to teach kids to throw a cast net, and what you as a parent should be thinking about whenever teaching them. Chasten, thanks for being on our little video podcast. You did absolutely epic today.
Thank you.
You know, tarpon bonefish. We had shots at permit, almost a grand slam. It was it was a good time. With that being said, the pinnacle of catching those tarpon is with that bait. You know that we catch a lot of with a cast net, and I understand that you are the master, subject matter expert of teaching kids how to throw a cast net. So if you had some tips for some parents who want to teach their kid how to throw a cast net, what would you tell them?
Well, so let me start out with, I throw a cast net one way and I teach another way.
Okay.
So the way I throw is completely different from what I teach. So if you see a video of me throwing, that's not how I teach it. But with kids, I found that the way I teach is a lot easier to learn. So what you do is I use candy as bait. So I put the candy out on the
floor.
Kids
love sugar.
Yes, exactly. So they have to try and catch the candy. If they catch it, they get to keep it. So they keep going till they get it.
Nice.
And then they get sugar. But, so I get them a little cast net, and it depends. Sometimes I go up and ask the parents, but if they know if they're right-handed or left-handed, then I just go with that. But I'll ask the parents, and if no one knows, I'll say, pretend to throw a ball. So they'll take a ball and throw it. So if they're right-handed, all the rope and the net goes in the left hand. Okay. So the rope goes on the left hand, take the top of the net, and then the middle of the net, because there's not a lot of net in the kids' hands, and kids' hands are small. So then they take the middle of the net, and they take one of the lead lines, and they put it over their little forearm.
Their forearm.
It's not on them, so it's not as heavy, so it's just one little piece over it, and then you take their pinky, their little finger, and you grab the weight closest to them, and then you grab about half of the rest of the net. Not the weights, just the net.
Yeah.
And then I tell them if they know how to throw a frisbee, I'm like, just throw it just like a frisbee, but make sure you let go of everything. If they don't know how to throw a frisbee, I say just throw it and let go of everything. Throw it as hard as you can, and they chuck it.
Perfect. What size cast nets do you have kids throwing? Like, what do you teach with?
I have a 3-foot net, a 4-foot net, 6-foot net, 8-foot, all the way up.
So when you have all that weight, like what cast nets are you teaching them to throw with? You know, they're not throwing a full 10-foot size cast net.
A little 3-foot net.
Little 3-foot net. So what brand cast net is that?
Walmart.
Walmart brand cast. You know, that's the best. Simplistic. The place, or excuse me, the location that you can get them at, they're everywhere. You know, what really impressed me is that you get down to the kids level. You know, adults and kids, they have different learning behaviors, and so kids are able to absorb information a lot better than adults are. You know, and it's great that you're able to identify that and apply it. You know, and that your equipment caters to the kid's size. Same thing goes with fishing rods. You don't want to give a kid too heavy of a fishing rod, because his wrist endurance won't support it, you know, and then there goes the fishing, you know, the act of fishing is gone once they get tired. And so, and same thing with the cast net, you know, I think Grayton probably loves cast netting now more than he loves fishing. So we really appreciate it. Oh, absolutely. You know, it's a different aspect of fishing, but thanks for coming on, Chasten. We really appreciate it, man. And I mean, you did really good out there. Laser of a cast. You almost outfished Garrett over there, but not close. Hey, it was close.
I
anyways.
I felt more tarpon than him, but who's counting?
I know, right? Well, thanks for coming on. We'll see you.
you.
Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hooked on Family's 5-Minute Friday. Hopefully you guys learned something from Captain Chasten Whitfield. You go out, get your kid a cast net, and start throwing. If you want to learn more about Chasten Whitfield, you can find her on Instagram at Chastenation. You can visit her website at www.chastenation.com, or you can find her on YouTube channel Chastenation. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Get ready for next week's episode. I'm sure it's going to be something good, informative, and all about getting kids on the water. Have a good one. definitely just killed this podcast. I mean,
Thank
good
you.
information. So,
Thank
anyways, thanks for being on, you know?
Thank you for having me.
All right.
So much fun.
Definitely. Being on point, dog.
Yep.
Being on point today.
Cut.
Okay.
My legs are sweating.
Today I
I saw you got some coconuts.
I think that was 5 minutes. Let me go back in.